I went back and looked at some of the plays, at halftime to see if there were actual penalties, and there were.
Right.
And they have no choice but to throw the flags. So I don't know if the players are being told they're not going to throw flags or do what you got to do to get the play done, and then we'll deal with the consequences later. But it's amazing. They started with 4 penalties on offense for Philadelphia, and they couldn't get out of their way.
And then the interception.
Right, but it looked like a team that hadn't played in 10 days because the last time they had played was a Thursday night at Carolina. So they're a little sleepwalking through the beginning of the first half. But, for me, getting out of that stadium last night, it was insane.
Really?
I have never seen, I know these are complaints that, a lot of people don't care about because all those people that were in that stadium traffic with me are probably feeling, well, they're probably sleeping right now. They're not up this morning. But it was insane last night. I mean, the Link has got to be maybe the second worst stadium in the NFL to get out of.
See, I've never had that. Really, I've never had that issue to get to that.
And last night we asked a policeman, can we make a right turn here, officer? Oh no, there's an accident at the end of that road. And I'm like, okay, so we go straight and we get stuck in traffic literally for 45 minutes. I finally tell our driver, you got to U-turn. We got to go down that road again because there's no cars behind us. So we get back on that road, and there's no traffic at all. So we sat literally in traffic on 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, 100 feet from where the cop said you can't make a right turn because there's an accident down there. So we finally make the U-turn. We get down the road, right? And we're driving, and all of a sudden we come to a railroad crossing. And what decides to make a cross? A freight train.
That takes 10 minutes.
Oh, my God.
To go by.
I was like, you can't make this stuff up. So, yeah, we got out of there a little last night late. It was very inconvenient. But, at the end of the day, if I'm a New York Giant fan and I watched that game last night, and then with Dak Prescott sitting down there in Dallas, I'm like, oh, my God, we got to figure out what the future of our quarterback situation is going to be. The Giants for many, many years, along with the Cowboys with Tony Romo, and you remember when the Eagles had Donovan McNabb, and they're trying to figure out whose replacement we're going to be. Basically, have been spoiled because you have this starting quarterback that won you 2 Super Bowls that has never missed a game starting, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there watching last night, and I'm saying, man, these are 2 of the best young quarterbacks in the league. Kirk Cousins played really, really well last night, and if it weren't for having his arm hit on an interception, because as he was throwing it, Brandon Graham actually hit his elbow, I'm telling you, this game would have went right down to the end because that interception ultimately turned into a Philadelphia field goal and just kind of put them ahead by 10 late in the game. But it was a great game, and Carson Wentz is like a Houdini act, getting out of pressure and everything else. And that 3rd and 21 was the play of the game where he basically is engulfed by his offensive linemen and the defensive linemen and linebackers for the Washington Redskins. And how he got out of that was, it was almost, we couldn't tell